Okay, this quick video is going to be about how to find common denominators. Remember, when you add or subtract fractions, you must have common denominators. See, if I have 3/4 plus 1/4, they both have a denominator of 4, so I can add them together. However, not all fractions look like this, so we need to know how to make common denominators. Now over here are our steps. The first thing that I will do is find the least common multiple, and I'll show you how to do that. Then we're going to use giant 1 to make equivalent fractions, and then we will add or subtract as needed. If you need to, pause the video to fill in your notes, and then you can press play again. Let's go ahead and start with example 1. I've got 2/3 plus 1/5. Notice that I do not have common denominators. So the first thing I need to do is find the least common multiple. What that means is I need to find the number that both 3 and 5 go into. And if you struggle with that, take your multiplication board. We've got 3 and we've got 5, and I'm going to look for a number that they both go into. Oh, I know 5 goes into 15 and 3 goes into 15, so that is our least common multiple. So I'm going to go ahead and write our least common multiple. So we've done step 1. Step 2, we're going to use giant 1 to make equivalent fractions. So I know that I need to multiply 2/3 by a 1 in order to get an equivalent fraction. In order to get from 3 to 15, I know that 3 times 5 is 15, so I'm going to write 5/5 as my giant 1. Then I know that 2 times 5 is 10. I'm going to do the same thing for 1/5. I need to multiply by a giant 1. In order to get from 5 to 15, I know I need to go 5 times 3, so that is going to be my giant 1. Now I know 1 times 3 is 3. And then since I have common denominators, I can now add. 10 plus 3 is 13. I keep my denominator 15, and I'm done. Let's go ahead and look at the second example. In my second example, again, I do not have common denominators. I have 6 and 24. So I'm going to pull my multiplication chart. I'm going to look at the 4 and the 6, and I'm going to move, oh, look at that. They both go into 12. 6 goes into 12, and 4 goes into 12. That's my least common multiple. So I'm going to go ahead and write 12 as my least common multiple. And now what do I need to do to 5/6 in order to turn it into something 12th? I need to multiply by my giant 1. In order to get from 6 to 12, I know I need to multiply by 2. So that means I need to go 5 times 2 to get my equivalent fraction. For 3/4, my giant 1 is going to be, let's see, 4 times what is 12? 4 times 3 is 12. That means I need to use a giant 1. 3 times 3 is 9. Now this one subtracts, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract my numerators. 10 minus 9 is 1. I keep my denominator of 12, and I'm done. That is how you find common denominators.